Right folks, I've been doing a few upgrades recently, one of which is we've fitted lithium batteries to the van. Finally decided to take the plunge, seems we're going full time soon. This video really covers one of the issues that I have. There's plenty of pros to fitting lithium, as many of you will know. One of the big downsides is the cost, and also the ability to take a charge in when it gets to freezing conditions. So hopefully we can address that in this week's video. As you might have noticed, I've had another upgrade, so back to me weekend again. There'll be some continuity errors throughout the recent videos, so you'll see me with hair, without hair, and all various states in between, I'm sure. Mainly woolly hatted, to be honest. So anyway, on with this week's video. As you'll know if you're reading anything about your lithiums, they have advantages over other forms of batteries, and some disadvantages. Now, one of the disadvantages, which might apply to us because I'd like to go to Norway when we start travelling, is basically trying to keep the batteries warm enough above 0 degrees, because they don't like taking a charge in when they're cold. This is my solution to keeping the batteries warm. What I've got is a heated pad for under a motorcycle seat, and I have a temperature controller which I've just been setting up and messing around with the wiring, and I think I've set it up so that we get the right voltage in for the seat pad now. It's not been putting any voltage out earlier, so I'm still fathoming things. So we'll see how that goes. As you'll be able to see, the actual instructions are a little vague. You can make a little bit out of them. I think I've sussed out what they're on about. Let's have a look. So the temperature is set to 11 degrees minimum. It's currently at 7.5 degrees. Now we've got an actual sensor there, which if I put my hand on that, that should click off any second. There we go. So that's now telling me that the temperature's above what we're set at. Okay, so that means that the heating pad should be switched off. The next thing we need to check is voltage at the other end of the wires. Okay, so the weather must be warming up a bit outside. Just to knock the temperature up by a degree to when it triggers. So we just need to check on the voltage. As soon as this drops, I think it's 9 or 10 degrees, it needs to be at to trigger up. Is that the right way for you? Oh, should come on any. Okay, so we have, if you can see that, we have voltage going in from the battery, and the temperature is at 8.5 degrees. If I just take hold of the little sensor, the temperature sensor. Right, okay, voltage has gone. Brilliant. So now I need to see if I'm going to melt the heat pad while putting some voltage through this thing. So fingers crossed. This is the test. I've put the temperature sensor onto the heat mat. I've just plugged in the wires directly to this moulding here into the terminals. I think it's going to be, there's 3 terminals all in, one's for high and one's for low temperature, and the other one's earth. So as soon as this temperature drops down to 9 degrees or so, this should start heating this up. Fingers crossed. Can't even cross my fingers, it's that cold. I don't think it's going to drop far enough. Not been on the mat. Leave it in fresh air for now. Should drop the temperature. Okay, so I'm having to hang the temperature sensor down near the floor just to get the temperature to drop to the point where it'll trigger. I'll pop it back on this mat and see how high the temperature gets to as soon as it comes on. Any second. Okay, so that's the voltage is now going in. Now either I'm going to end it with a big melted pile of wiring and silicone, or the temperature's going to go up. Yeah, temperature's definitely going up. Feel the heat in the mat. Brilliant. Okay, so we now have a 12-degree heat on the pad. No voltage going in, which means it's not going to get any warmer and melt down. So that's fantastic. Next thing is setting it up inside the van. Basically, we've done without the wiring that should have normally gone onto the motorbike, relay and a two-way heated switch and the associated wiring. So I'm glad we can do without that. I was sort of thinking, where can I hide it in the van? So brilliant. Back down at 12 degrees. Fantastic. That's made it easier. So what we've got here is a 12-volt battery, got my multimeter, controller, and the little silver thing down there is the thermostat. Okay, so it's currently at 7.1 degrees in the garage, 7.2. What I've set this to is 3 degrees. So if it drops down to 0, it will warm back up to 3 degrees. Assuming I've understood the settings alright. So this is a bag of frozen peppers. Karen don't know she's donated them yet. Quickly plummeting the temperature there. There we go. Just around 0. And the power starts coming through. There's the power there. The voltage from the battery. Okay, so if I remove the thermostat, temperature should come up. Let's move that a bit closer to be able to see both at once. So as soon as that trips off, the voltage should drop away. Speed this up a bit. Okay, that's the voltage gone. Right, we're good to go. We'll make a little housing, like I say, and then it can be wired into the van. So I've just made a box for the controller from some scrap plywood, bits of timber. Just take that back out again, and I'll get that painted up, I think. And while the paint's drying, I'll make up a tiny little wiring harness to go into there, up to the power, and then also down into the mat. Okay, just on with putting the batteries back now, and I figure I ought to show you what I've just done. So I've put a piece of foam insulation down on the floor, a bit of Reflectix that I had left over. The heat pad is directly on top of that, and then the batteries are directly on top of the heat pad. To get the heat from it, I'll be taping the sensor just halfway up the batteries so it's not getting direct heat from the pad, affecting the temperature. Time to hook things back up now and give the system a test. So fingers crossed everything goes okay. Okay, so that's the unit in place. Painted the box and put the display in, made a little wiring harness, and it's now showing that it's 12.9 degrees in the van, and it's set to trigger back off at 3 degrees. So as soon as it gets to 0, it takes it back up to 3. Okay, quick test on this system. So we're currently at about 13 degrees in the van, so it's really hard to test this. So I've nicked a bag of Brussels sprouts with chestnuts. So best use of these I can think of. So let's watch the temperature plummet. As soon as it gets to 0, that little red light should turn on, which starts the heat pad going. Any second. There we go. So that means the heat pad's turned on. And I'll just quickly test the opposite. Warm it back up. Should get to 3 degrees. There we go. Heat pad's turned off. That'll have to do for our testing till winter time, I should think. Okay, looking good anyway. I hope you've enjoyed that one. It took a bit of working out how to use the controller on the thermostat, and also how I was going to be able to wire this thing up. And it seems to be doing what I have set it to do, which is always a good thing. I guess we'll see in winter, but at least I know that it's there. And yeah, I'll update you if there's any issues, but I don't foresee any, and I don't really foresee testing it until next winter. But yeah, anyway, hope you've enjoyed. I hope it helps people out there. Oh, don't forget, if you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Think about subscribing if you would. It helps us out. Yeah, don't forget to hit the notification bell, and that way you get notified the next time we're making a vid. Okay, till next time folks, take care. Bye bye. I'd just like to say for the record, I think Karen's a little bit witchy. Came out here for the thumbnail earlier, and she said, oh, it'd be better if it looked a bit wintry. Started hailing, big style. Anyway, that's it for this one.